Oh,
Am I? Are you doing a video version also, or is this audio?
it is there is always a video version.
Cool.
So fair warning, don't like pick your nose on camera or anything. I won't edit it out.
I was going to, and he said there was a. I was like, well, should I be doing this all the time? I'll just pick my nose.
I love it.
Damn it! He took the fun away.
You're welcome. Oh God. Okay, so now everybody turn your phones off because that was something I just made a mistake about. Ha.
Already, I was way ahead of you,
I
Captain.
know. In any case, I'm just gonna get to it because I
Let's
I
do
can't
it.
anymore.
Rip the Band-Aid. Let's roll.
Welcome aboard the Funny Boat Podcast.
This is.
Oh, shut up! This is my intro. I said welcome aboard the Funny Boat Podcast. I am your host, Captain Boomies. With me is the fluffy-faced, fabulous broker with the beard. Cap, how you doing, Pickering?
I'm doing fantastic, Captain Boomies. Wonderful, wonderful day today. How are you
I'm
doing?
so good, mostly because I'm way too excited and I'm yelling in this microphone and I'm watching my levels as they spike like crazy. And I'm
Turning red.
super embarrassed
Getting the red
about
blogs.
it because we have with us the cruising extravaganza that is the Ocean Cruisers podcast host, Andy. Oh my God, welcome aboard. We're so excited to have you, and
Thank you.
also horribly intimidated because your podcast is amazing. And ours is
I was,
this.
when you did the one with Ed and you were just like, I'm introducing the fluffy faced man, I was like, well, that could be either of us because we both got a bit of hair on the face there. Ed, I'm much more envious of your hair face. That's amazing. Good job.
Well, thank you. You're already one of my favorite guests.
But
He's
I
so
don't want to
easy.
single the captain out. She hasn't got a beard. Don't feel bad
I'm
about
working on
that.
it.
Actually, never go for that. don't never go for that.
No,
It's
don't.
super confusing. I meet a lovely lady, but she's got a ginormous beard. What would you do?
I'm trying. I'm trying really hard to grow one.
There's some creams that you can buy on like Facebook. Have you seen the ads that pop up? The most bizarre ads. I don't know what they're selling, but
I don't know
I
what
don't-
you're
maybe I'm getting
searching
targeted for
for.
this stuff. I know. I
Right,
was going to
yeah, I
say I'm
don't-
probably talking about my search history more than like a general internet thing here.
What kind of sailor sites are you on, Andy?
I'm
Let's
into
not
it.
get into that, mate. Let's not get into that one. What must I have been searching on my history to find that? How to grow more of a beard? I don't have a problem with doing that.
Well, I mean, I assume you're one of these modern, newfangled sailors that has something like the digital. So what is it? Skynet? It's not Skynet. What is it called?
Skynet. It is Skynet. That's the problem. It is Skynet.
The
the
satellite
CIA.
internet thing. What is it called? Oh my gosh.
Starlink. or-
Starlink.
That's it. So you said the right name. You called it out for what it is. Official. Done.
Well,
No, I don't have that. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. I was surprised to find out how much it is, especially because back in the day working on yachts, I remember satellite internet was always insanely expensive on the big yachts.
Oh yeah.
But it was, millionaires, billionaires, so they didn't even think about it really. And the data was so slow that like per bit of upload
Yeah,
download,
it was rubbish.
it was terrible. And so you really would only use it for things like navigation and weather and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Video uploads and podcasting, that sounds ridiculous.
I've got a
Alright.
friend called Ian who's got a YouTube channel called Real Red Seas. He's a legend. He's a Scottish guy. Lovely
Love him.
chap. Red hair. And he is he'd got on Starlink I think about a year ago, and like when he did his Pacific Crossing, he was literally downloading Netflix like every single night on passage. Now he got fined when he arrived in French Polynesia for going over his limit. But he was able to do it.
How much is the fine? I'm dying to know. I gotta ask
I
him.
think
Did
they
you
changed
ask?
your plan or something like that. Yeah, sorry, I don't think they. No, I don't. Maybe they did charge him. I shouldn't be talking about his financial status on the internet. I didn't seek permission off him to do this. I hope he doesn't mind.
Well, I mean, I hope you know I'm a huge fan of those guys. I know exactly who you're talking about, Red Seas.
Yeah,
Their
absolutely.
production value is absurdly beautiful, and
Oh yeah, they're good.
I heard that they're going to be at the Annapolis Boat Show, the Annapolis Sailboat Show
Yeah.
specifically, and I cannot wait to torture them. Are you going to be at the Annapolis Boat Show?
I am. I'm going this year. I'm doing this.
Really?
Yeah. So for the YCA, yeah, we're doing bunch more this year. So yeah, I'm going over for that. And then I've got a party that I'm hosting, and I think I'm going to invite both of you right now. But yeah, so the Odyssey Sailing Festival, we're doing like a pre-party for all the guests and skippers before, so you're welcome to come.
And I am freaking out right now. How do I'm all red.
I
This
think
is
it's going to be
terrible.
free drinks.
We should not do video right now. I'm literally turning pink from
I'm
excitement.
hyperventilating.
Are you turning pink or are you growing a beard? Like we haven't got such high def over here.
My search history does not have enough.
Faux pas on my part for talking about that. Should not have brought that up.
Oh my gosh, no, you're
Oh
gonna
my
be in trouble.
goodness.
I'm gonna cut all this out because otherwise you're gonna realize that you shouldn't have invited us to the party, and that you've got way
As
cooler
long
people.
as you don't turn up and shave my head, I'm fine with it.
Hey, just saying.
Oh, is Ed getting offended now? By the way, so if you're listening to just the audio version of this and you've never seen my adorable co-host, he is bald, like exciting, shiny bald, but he makes
purpose.
Do you
up
shave
for
your
it.
head or are you bald?
Yes.
Which one? that was a multiple choice question. You
I,
can't guess to it.
Yeah, there's a certain spot that maybe isn't as full as others, so all of it comes off. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the route I'd go. Anyway,
I realize I need to get us back on track though, because one of the things that has happened is that I feel like we talk to a lot of power boaters, we talk to a lot of industry professionals, we talk to a lot of non-famous sailing YouTubers, but you are the guy to go to if you are a super famous YouTube sailing, cruising darling. They all go to you. They all get excited to come hang out with you because you're clearly the most popular kid at school. And
I promise them all free drugs next time I see them. That's what I did. As the most popular guy at school probably did in America. I don't know. I've only watched American Pie. That's my knowledge of American high school. Looked great.
It's exactly like
yes, you're nailing it. You're nailing it. My God. No, I was not a cool kid in high school. I'm not a cool kid now in boating. And I sort of love that because it would be too weird for me to be cool around some of these content creators. I'm way too much of a fan to play it cool when I see them. I'm way too much of a fan right now to not tell you how much I love what you do, how good your interviews are, how excited I am that you're finally floating and going to be making content about your own boat. So that's congratulations to you, by the
It's been
way.
a challenge.
Oh, God.
It's not a finished project. Like, there's quite a bit to do. Every day I wake up, I'm like, what was that noise? Where's the problem? And then I'm just looking around and it's building. The list is building.
Do you think that you've learned a lot? Like, do you think you're better equipped than the average person who finishes a refit and then goes out cruising because you've talked to all of these other people who have done it? Or is that...
Yeah, maybe.
Is it just...
I did seek advice on like quite a few of the things that I was doing by people who've got a lot more experience in refitting boats. Mass, who has a YouTube channel called Sail Life, he helped me out with a couple of bits, and then my friend James, he refit like an Oyster 49 or 47. It's wicked boat.
yeah, Zingaro.
Yeah.
You're hitting all my guys.
And he had a bunch of experience refitting, and like a lot of the problems that he had were the same problems that I had. So like he was a wealth of knowledge. So yeah, it helped actually.
Interesting.
Awesome. So what are you on, Andy?
I'm on a spaceship, mate. It just looks like a boat. No, it's a Jeannot 54DS from 2004.
Okay.
If I do that, you can actually see the registration number on there. Or it might be. I don't know what that is. Build quality, something. It's French, so forget about it. Anyway, yeah, it's a Jeannot 54DS 2004. Bought it in Greece in October last year. Looked like a shithole and made it a slightly less shithole that can sail places now. That's where we're up to. The list is growing of work I still need to do.
You have so many huge cruising plans, though, including massive cruising parties. So, yes, you're going to be at the Annapolis show, but you're actually doing a flotilla coming up real soon, sometime in September, right? Is that in Greece? I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah, September the 14th, which is a Thursday in Ibiza. So we're yet to pick the anchorage because the weather in this part of the world is a disaster if you're a sailor. It just changes by the day, by the hour. It's horrendous. So yeah, we have to pick the anchorage probably like 2 days out. But that's going to be wicked. So it's like the first YCA flotilla for the Med. And that's great because usually flotillas in the Med are just like these wild parties with horny 18-year-olds and they just all have orgies, and that's what it is. There's one in Croatia. I can't remember the name of it. Don't look it up. It's horrible. Anyway, so I was like, no, let's do one of those, but with actual real people who are interesting and not stupid and 18.
I love that. Oh, I just remembered the name. I'm not saying it out loud. Never mind. There are. It's so funny because I, as a professional captain, have been asked to do tons of these flotilla raft up things where a charter company lets you take 20 of their charter boats, and whoever paid whatever the dollar amount was gets a cabin, and then you do these little hop arounds. My least favorite part is the part where they really want that circle raft up. Oh, I hate the circle raft up. Like, it gives me so much anxiety.
You have no much anxiety. Oh, we're both there. People are going to expect me to master this. I haven't got an effing clue how to do that. So I need to figure that out.
It's horrible. And so essentially what you have to do, though, is you start with like a little baby raft up, and then you have to convince somebody else to do a Medmore to your baby raft up.
What do you mean by baby raft up?
Like three boats.
Stern to each other.
You do 3 boats together. And then
you expand it.
And then somebody has to Medmore across from you to you. Does that make sense?
We can all do that here. It terrifies Americans. It doesn't terrify us.
It doesn't bother me when I'm tying to shore. It bothers me when I'm tying to a boat that I don't trust they're anchoring. That's
good point. I didn't think about that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, more anxiety now. I need to think about that. Oh my god. It's saying people, all right, you come up here. Hang on, what anchor have you got? Delta? Piss off. You're not invited. Go over there.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Did I see you just got sponsored by an anchor? Or was that not you?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It was. I don't know if that was something you saw, but yeah, Rockner. They're brilliant. They're so good. Like literally, I was sitting out like 50 knot gusts. It was like 35, 50 knot gusts in Sardinia a few weeks ago, and I just had like 3.5 scope out in 10 meters, and I did not move an inch, like for days. They're amazing.
I love hearing that. That makes me really happy.
You've obviously got a lot of experience with many different types of anchors, I'm assuming. You don't want to say anything incorrect here. So what do you think is the best one?
Gosh, the best one is the one that has enough chain on it, honestly. You'd be surprised.
I hope that's not what you say about men, because that will be rather inappropriate.
Chain matters.
Chain matters.
So funny. We were in this anchorage like in Greece a few weeks ago. You know, Germans just love to be naked on boats. That's basically the way Germans roll. And yeah, I don't know if I should be telling this story, but yeah, we anchored up, and this guy in a catamaran naked at the side of us had like 50 meters of chain out when he should have only had 30. So he just jumped off the bow of his boat completely naked. And I was like, I have a long chain. I have a long chain. And I was like, I don't think you do, mate. Like, I can't see it. And you're not that far away. And you're not that hairy. So you don't have a long chain. What are you talking about?
Beautiful. You're totally nailing this. I'm going to take a little cut here, though, because your screen froze on me. So I'm trying to figure out why that is.
It's not the worst Frozen picture in the world.
No, you look fabulous. I'll say that.
I'll go with that. I don't know what it is, but that's fine. Do I have a tan on this photo?
Yeah, you look, yeah.
Do I have a great tan on this photo?
Your anchor is huge. What are we talking about?
Long chain.
Das Penis.
German, amazing. If you get a miserable German, unamazing. So just find ones that smile and speak to them.
Yeah, right.
Find ones that smile. That's annoyingly good advice.
It's good general rule for everything, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. We're back to being people again.
Back.
We're all working.
Okay. So, what are your big cruising plans now?
Oh yeah. Do tell.
Oh gosh. Like, do you want a detailed version of this, or do you just want me to spray paint it quick?
I want detail. I want to know the ugly. Like, what are you gonna be eating underway? Who are you bringing with you? What kind of litter box do you have for this cat of yours? Because this has always bothered me about people who sail with their pets. I'm so confused about it.
Well, right, okay, so the pet thing. So I took all these animals off the street when I lived in Dubai, because the city, Emirate, whatever, their policy towards animals it was quite poor. I think it's improved now anyway. So it was just catch and kill for any stray cats. So whenever I saw a cat that came near me, I would just take it and we got it injections. Then we found it at home. But then the fluffy ones, I was like, shit. So we just end up keeping the fluffy ones. So we can't really do anything other than just take them around the world with us. So they've lived in a lot of different countries now. And we spent a lot of money on cat travel. But
do
yeah,
cats
we're
need
just
visas? Is that like a thing?
They need passports. They need cat passports.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but not in Europe. Actually, no one needs a passport in Europe. Yeah, they need cat passports. So yeah, flying them out of Dubai wasn't a problem. But yeah, like my wife was like humorously frustrated by it because she's from Syria and she struggles to get visas for basically. She can go to a country called Micronesia. Mm-hmm. I have no clue where that is. Sounds small. And she can also go to Indonesia, I think, or Malaysia, one of the. And those are the only two countries she can actually go to. And when I got her a visa to come to the UK, and then we literally just took the cats to the vets, and they got British passports like within an hour. She was like, "I'm not going to get one of those for 10 years. Those little bastards."
Holy.
So. Cat privilege. It's a real thing. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a. Actually, do you know what? It's been surprisingly easy. Like the cats literally came on board like 2 weeks ago because I've been refitting this boat for about 6 months, and I sailed it back from Greece like way too quick. But the cats have just taken to the boat like really well. It's bizarre. Like they just love sitting on deck and staring at stuff. As do I. As does everyone.
Right, yeah.
But I didn't expect that. I thought they'd be freaking out.
Yeah. I have no experience of pets on board other than charter guest pets they're not really pets.
Charter guests bring pets?
Very infrequently. And it's usually like a Bouvier that
What's a Bouvier?
that has a better penchant than I do. Anyway.
It's like a dog breed, a Bouvier.
Yeah, they're actually these cannon-carrying poodles. I think that's the best way to describe it. They're so big and lazy, which is fabulous because it means that they do just lay around on deck. But as charter crew, you absolutely bring them ashore with you, and they take monster dumps.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's actually
They eat
hard
a
to
lot.
get plastic bags
Proteinous food as
in
well.
some of these foreign countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, doggy bags.
Doggy bags are not a thing in other countries. but you also
Actually, yeah.
what? Since when? I'm old. I don't know.
Oh no, I mean, yes, and I'm agreeing with
okay.
you. Like, I mean, I'm not out shopping for dog shit bags, so it's not. I don't generally. I haven't got a broad idea of which shops sell these because I don't generally look for them. But you don't see them that often, I don't think.
No.
But I don't look.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were a couple of boats that I worked on that were pet friendly, but I'm sure the surcharge for it was obscene. The crew didn't see any of that money, but yeah.
Pet friendly boat? No, like not as a charter. If it's your own boat and you've got dog shit everywhere, then fine, you can just deal with that, and that's your world. Like, best of luck to you. But as a charter boat, you don't want dogs going on board, dumping everywhere. With other guests as well. Like, would that be like a group thing?
No.
Oh, they just
God,
take the
no.
boat.
These are this is a charter that like for a weekend is going to cost you $200,000. Like this is not.
Oh, these people. These people.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, let's chat about those people.
Let's clarify. I'm coming from mega yachts. Let me back up a bit.
Okay. I come from dinghies. Different worlds, you and I.
Totally different. But then I do enjoy doing these smaller catamaran charters and things like that all around the world, but mostly because it lets you go places that the big boats can't go.
Yeah.
Like there's so many beautiful places in the Mediterranean that you can't bring a big boat. You have to.
Oh, most of the beautiful places.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially in the Balearics, because they're basically rock islands that just jut out, as I suppose all rock islands do. That was a stupid observation to make. But yeah, the anchorages are all just like tiny little mini bays that are formed within these tiny clusters of rock. So yeah, like the super yachts, they are way out. Like we're anchored up here, just sitting out a storm, and like literally the super yachts are like 2 miles out there.
Wow.
Just getting massive fetch, which probably doesn't bother them because they're massive.
Well, they've all got.
But those rich people wouldn't like them. I guarantee you that.
Well, they're not on board for that. Are you kidding me? They've helicoptered off. They're good.
Perhaps.
But the boat itself probably has a bucket.
Ton of cocaine on board,
Well,
so they
there's
wouldn't
that
even
too.
realize.
I was gonna say they all have stabilizers, or what is the one that I'm
Yeah.
thinking of specifically, the gyroscope one, and why can't I think of the name of it?
Like the
Thank you.
Seakeeper or
They
something
all
like
have
that.
seakeepers now. You don't feel anything anymore on those boats. It's really wild.
Yeah.
It's funny.
There was one. Oh, sorry. Go on. You say
I
your bit.
saw a stabilizer for the first time in a very long time the other day, and I didn't know what to make of it. I'm like, I've
I'm
forgotten
sure you
everything
posted
about
something on Instagram about these.
Huh?
I'm sure you posted something on Instagram about
Oh,
stabilizers.
I might have. I'm so bad about Instagram. I have so many things in my phone that like I'll watch and I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I should post that to Instagram.
They're all mega interesting.
And then
I've never seen like the engines for some of these motorboats that you deliver in, and like the sail drives and stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, that's big. These things cost a fortune to run.
Yes.
Like obviously but like there's loads of like charter motorboats around here, like Ibiza. Everyone wants to do it. And I was talking to someone who knows something about this. Can't even remember who it was, but they sounded like they knew what they were talking about. And they were flagging through some of these numbers that like these 800 horsepower like small speedboats burn, and I was like, it costs thousands a day to keep those things turned on.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is a really wild world, and it's why I love what we're doing now, though, this podcast in particular, because we're talking to not just like the giant work boats, which also cost an awful lot of money to run, and we're talking to the crews on those, but we're also talking to like the small sailboater who is getting ready to cross an ocean with $0. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
and watching that happen is just astounding to me, and it makes me feel more connected to the planet as a whole, because yeah, that's kind of how we conquered the planet as people, was by figuring out this water and floating and displacement thing. That's how we got there. So every time I even
Yes.
think about the globe, I think about, thank God we figured out boats.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be weird if we didn't? Like, we'd all be flat earthers still, would we? Or would we just be like, Europe is the only place in the world, perhaps?
I think we'd all be better swimmers.
My video disappeared again. Do you want me to exit and then re-enter?
Yes, please. Let's.
Oh,
There
wait.
he is. Okay, now.
Okay.
Now I got him. Okay, let's put you
I'm
guys
back.
in here.
All right, you're back.
Could be me, or it could be the AI version of me. You'll never know. Because it's so good now, you can't tell. It's amazing. It's crazy, that stuff now. Have you seen some of like the videos that are being made with AI of like real people? You cannot tell the difference.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, you absolutely can't, and it's spooky. And the things where they like change the voice so that you say something different than you originally said is like,
Yeah.
Oh.
It's amazing. There's an Instagram profile or page. Well, I don't even know what you call them. Profile, maybe. That sounds like LinkedIn. Linked Instagram. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, there's one of those for this guy that does like these AI of Tom Cruise, but in like these crazy situations. And I think he looks like Tom Cruise, but then he does AI on his face to basically be Tom Cruise, and it's amazing.
Wow.
so interesting. Well, so let's talk about Instagram and social media and all of these monsters a little bit more, because that has become such a big part of, first of all, that Young Cruisers Association thing. I'm so excited about the party this year. Again, they basically put on the Emmys for cruisers. I don't know how else to describe it other than to call it that, because they throw this big awards party, and it's insanely fun and rewarding to see, and extremely intimidating as well. I have no idea how I got a ticket last year. I'm terrified I'm not going to get a ticket this year, and it is one of these things.
Well, there's loads more tickets this year.
Yeah, they're going to sell out though. I promise. They're going to sell out.
Yeah. Maybe they need to do like an invitation thing. That's quite elitist, isn't it? We don't want to go down that road.
I'm not against it if I'm on
Make
the
it like a
list.
Met Gala.
I'll wear whatever stupid outfit I need to wear. Hey,
I'm wearing a dress. I've already decided.
fabulous.
It's going to be a progressive time of my life, and that's what I'm going for. Yeah, so it's going to be way bigger this year, and they've got way more time to like actually put it together and stuff, which is going to be great.
I'm super excited about that. But you are, how is it that you are able to get some of these massive creators, influencers to talk to you? I mean, it seems like when I watch
The drugs, mate. I said, got a mushroom farm going on in here.
well, shit. Ed, we're gonna have to start doing illegal things. I know.
Oh, okay. More?
Mate, there's definitely like an OnlyFans subsector for bald dudes. You could make a killing. Like, look into it. I'm sure there is. People are into all types of stuff.
My search history. It's great.
Yeah, clear it. Clear.
How do I know that information? That's the question. What have I been looking up?
But
Sorry, I keep on taking it to a non-serious place. Yeah, it's going to be a very good event.
you're allowed to take it to not serious
Yeah,
places.
absolutely.
This is the Funny Boat
This is a blast.
podcast. I don't know if you know that. We're not trying to take ourselves
I've
very
been holding
seriously.
back.
In fact, one of the most important parts about this podcast is to make sure nobody takes us very seriously.
That's how I fit in.
Okay,
This
right.
man sells
Who's going to pick the topic
Boats
then?
for a living. That's the most absurd job I've ever heard of.
It's strange, isn't it?
It's-
It's weird. But do you know what you just said before, mate? You said something really poetic and beautiful. You're talking about the history of sailing and like the history of how we've progressed and advanced as civilizations and nations and people, and how we've become, you know, so much more liberal to all different types of folks all over the world is because we've got there by sailboat, and that's originally how we did it. Like, I don't know what the world would look like if it wasn't for floating things. Yeah, no idea, but it's glorious. It's so nice, and it's like when I sit in my cockpit at night, like my brain automatically goes to like who was here 500 years ago sat in a boat, what was their life like, and it's like you're a part of history in a way, I suppose. I don't know how exactly. No one's writing books about us, but no, it's beautiful. It's amazing, and it's how we advanced as a species.
I did a lot of sailing in the Pacific on commercial ships, super tankers, container ships, whatnot, and very similar thought process in that, you're looking up, for me, looking up at the stars, and especially out in the middle of the ocean, you don't have all the ambient light and you see so many stars. And I just would always think about, I'm looking at the same stars that, the Polynesians looked at and guided themselves across, the vast oceans and whatnot. And it's very romantic in that regard. Probably why I want to go to the South Pacific on my own. Where are some of your sailing aspirations?
There, basically. So like that is where I want to get to. I've cruised around the Mediterranean, and I've crossed the Atlantic, and I've been a few different places by boat, but I've never been anywhere like French Polynesia. Like that looks like my type of place where I probably go, just end up trapped and just enjoy the rest of my life there, because it just looks amazing. So yeah, I want to get over there. Like I've been to the Caribbean a bunch on like holidays, and I've sailed there and stuff, and like it's nice, but it's boring. So yeah, I just want to like get there, tick it off the list, get through the Panama Canal, and just get to like French Polynesia, and actually go to Japan from there. It's going to be a slight challenge, but yeah, we want to cruise Japan for about a year. My wife loves the Japanese culture, and she watches the Japanese cartoons, which
anime
is strange for an adult, in my opinion. She knows this. I've said this to her. I'm like, it's weird that you watch cartoons. But yeah, she's really into that stuff. So she wants to go there.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What is it with that? Like, do you think that is some type of problem? Like adults going to Disney? Because I've seen like quite a few people speak about this, social commenters, and I'm like, is that an issue?
No, I think.
What do you think?
I think I yell about boats on the internet because it's what I've been into since I was a very, very young person. And I just think everybody's allowed to be really excited about whatever they're really excited about. And I don't care otherwise.
Amen to that. God bless them.
Good.
If they want to go to Disneyland and they want to pretend that they're 7-year-olds for a day, good luck to them.
Yeah. I'm going to yell about boats on the internet and drink about it. If I had known drinking when I was a kid, that would have been my favorite thing.
Do you know what I guarantee? I guarantee more people look at the dudes in Disneyland and think, okay, Captain Boomies is way stranger than those people, because she screams about boats on the internet.
You get it. You totally get it.
It's true though, isn't it? I do the same. Well,
I know that we started this podcast because I wanted to make sure we got invited to cool boat events and things like that. That's the whole reason I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
That's the whole reason I have an Instagram. I just want to make sure that I'm invited to cool boat things and boat shows and all that kind of stuff. But why did you start your podcast?
I was bored as shit, and it was COVID. So, like, literally, I like, honestly. So, let's talk about the Spanish government for a minute. Yeah, I'm going to go there. So, these lockdowns that they were doing all over the world, Spain loved them. They were like, great idea. Let's do it to the max. So, like, literally, about, I think it was 4 weeks into COVID, it was like, this is a divisive topic, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. This is my opinion on this. Right, they were like, okay, you cannot leave your house for like a month or 2 months or something. And I was like, well, this is a strange old situation. The government are telling me I'm not allowed to leave my house. What's going on? So I couldn't go to my boat, and that annoyed me. And then it got to like month 2, month 3, and I still couldn't go to my boat. And I was like, I can't talk to anybody about boats. I can't go to my boat. This is horse shit. So I was like, okay, I had a couple of friends. I was like, I'm going to do a podcast, and I can like speak for 3 hours about boats, and then I'm going to be in a happy place. And that's the reason why I did it.
You're doing this for your mental health? Oh, no.
100%, actually. Yeah, 100%.
That's what.
This was my outlet.
I'm so sorry, man. That's freaking terrible.
So maybe this was a benefit to sailors in some way. I don't know. I got so pissed off with lockdowns and COVID, I just ended up talking on the internet.
That's
and people
perfection.
have listened. That was genuinely the reason why.
Well, let me tell you, you are a fabulous guest. I'm gonna cut this thing because we've been way too lucky for a while now with your video working, and I'm worried it's gonna stop working as soon as I close this out. But I'm so excited to see you at the Annapolis Boat Show. Where can people find you and follow you?
find me at the Indianapolis Folk Show.
Where can people find you? If they want to listen to you and pay
Find
attention
me.
to what the heck you're doing, you crazy man of the sea.
I don't want people to find me. It's a life of seclusion. On Instagram, Ocean Cruisers Podcast, and then I put like refit videos on YouTube as well, actually, because I like watching those. So I thought I'd make a few. So that's called Sailing Voyager. But my wife's going to be making blogs on there. She's beautiful. People enjoy watching her.
She is beautiful. She looks like a
Not me.
mermaid. Oh my God, she's got that gorgeous hair. I love her.
I'm going to tell her you said that, and she may kiss you when she meets you.
I'm
so
into it.
be prepared. What girl doesn't want to be called a mermaid?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be making out with mermaids. Hello. Has been the Funny Boat Podcast. Bon voyage. You are fantastic. God,
Awesome.
having a podcaster on makes for such a good guest. Why didn't we think of this sooner? Ed, I'm blaming you.
It's been glorious.